this video, I'm going to answer the question, what is the autumn equinox? As we say goodbye summer, hello autumn, whether we're ready or not. I'm Kara Hanks, and per usual, I'm not ready. I love the warmth of the summer sun, and at this time of year, I find myself holding on to every bit of sunlight and warmth I possibly can. But if I'm being completely honest, there's something about the crisp air and pulling on a comfy sweater that pulls me in. If we haven't met yet, I want to take a moment to tell you I like expanding my awareness, growing spiritually, connecting with Mother Earth, and using natural solutions to be as happy and healthy as I can be. I am passionate about sharing all of this with you so you can authentically be you and feel empowered to support yourself and your family naturally. Now let's dive in. What is the autumn equinox? When I was younger, I learned fall was about getting back to school, raking leaves, cleaning up the garden, apple picking, and preparing for a long, cold winter. When I began learning about natural health and I began my shamanic immersion program, I learned the changing seasons is so much more. During the fall equinox in the Northern Hemisphere, the day and night are approximately of equal length, meaning there are roughly 12 hours of daylight and 12 hours of darkness. After the fall equinox, the Northern Hemisphere sits tilting away from the sun, resulting in shorter daylight hours and cooler temperatures as it transitions into the autumn season. In addition to marking the astronomical start of fall, the fall equinox is often associated with harvest festivals and rituals across many cultures of all different kinds. It's a time when people reflect on the balance of light and dark in their lives and in the natural world. In the rhythm of nature, there's a season for everything. Just as the leaves fall and the world around us changes, the time of equinox is about balance. With the equinox behind us and the full moon ahead of us, it's an excellent time to feel into our own lives and to identify with what feels in balance and what feels out of balance. What seems difficult to you and what seems easy. This past week, many of my clients, my family members, and of course myself, have found ourselves in challenging situations, both large and small. And when we feel into the uncomfortableness, we start to understand what the universe is trying to tell us. This is how the universe, after all, gets our attention and pulls us out of smooth sailing. So we'll slow down, pause the autopilot for just a little bit, and come into the present moment. Once in the present moment, we can become the observer and we can feel into where we may be out of balance in our lives and perhaps course correct or shift a little bit. Presently, nature is calling us to see where we hide, where we dim our own brilliance, where we dismiss our own majesty. It is our human nature to push against or to resist what is challenging. But when we can learn to be with the uncomfortableness of what we're experiencing for just a bit, we can discover something about ourselves, about our situation. And in this discovery, we gain the personal power to decide for ourselves if we want to change. As autumn arrives, nature invites us to turn our attention inward, like a gardener preparing for the next planting season. I've learned many passionate and experienced gardeners often begin planning now for what they will harvest in a year from now. As we embrace the spirit of this season, we have an opportunity to ask ourselves some important questions as we are gently guided by Great Spirit to acknowledge our own brilliance. Doing so will help us to cultivate the balance we seek in our lives. And when we choose to be in flow with Great Spirit, in flow with all the abundance that the universe has for us, we find greater balance in all aspects of ourselves, in our body, our mind, our emotions, and our spiritual sense of self. The balance we create within ultimately contributes to greater balance within our world as a whole. Just as we plant garlic in the fall, but often don't see growth until spring, it's not a season of dormancy, but rather a season of preparation. The cloves of garlic are placed in the earth and held and nurtured and cared for until they're ready to grow and thrive in the months to come. There's a lot happening down there under the surface. Sometimes growth is happening in the invisible before it becomes visible to us, and we have to trust. Autumn is a powerful time to plant seeds within ourselves that nurture our own magnificence, seeds of thought, feelings, and vision. And then we invite Mother Earth to nurture these seeds, and we help by tuning into her cycles. And we follow the guidance that comes from within. Partnered with Mother Earth, we co-create a future of greater balance and symbiosis. And sometimes we find ourselves in moments of great balance and flow. If that's where you are, that's wonderful. Celebrate this. If you're still wanting to explore, here are 3 self-discovery questions to help. What passions lie dormant within you, waiting to sprout? Number 2, what dreams are you ready to stop dismissing and consider an actual possibility? And lastly, what changes do you wish to cultivate in your life? As we dig deep within, we find the fertile ground of our souls, ready to embrace the potential of the year ahead. Autumn reminds us that balance is not just a state of being. It's a way of life, and it's an ongoing process. And when we nourish our minds, our bodies, and our spirits with self-care, Mother Earth nourishes our dreams and our aspirations. So let's take our inspiration from the fall season, plant our seeds of growth, knowing that with care and intention, they will flourish beyond our wildest imagination. Embracing this autumn as a season in your life, calling for change, growth, and balance. It's time we each plant the seeds of our wildest dreams and watch them bloom. Thank you so much for staying with me to the end of this video. In the video description and in the comments, as promised, you'll find a link to access my app called Evolve with Kara that's packed with free content for self-evolution, from essential oil tips to weekly content to support your personal growth. This week inside the app, discover more on the energetics of Autumn Equinox and my essential oil picks for this. Coming up on Thursday, inside the app will be information just in time to make the most of Friday's full moon. Lastly, don't miss the link to download my free updated chakra activation blueprint. Thanks so much for being here, supporting my channel, and partnering with me to bring more positivity to the world.